The Insured Zone. The Insured Zone with Bet Insured.
Of course, last week was a very sad week in the world of football because the world of football mourned one of its owner, Diogo Jota, and Andre Silva, his brother, both died in a car crash. But then, football still continues. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Ensure Zone podcast brought to you by Bet Ensure, the biggest and the most reliable sport prediction platform in the world. I am FM Karik, and I'm here with the usual suspect, Kaka. Kaka in the building. Kaka, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me. How are you doing yourself?
Great. But then at the world of football, mourn the loss of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Both a sad one.
It was actually very, very difficult to process. You don't have to be involved in football or Liverpool Football Club to.
Of course, so you have to be.
To feel the circumstances were terrible. I don't really have the words to. Just our sympathies. Our condolences to the family. It's a very, very big loss. I really hope they come through this. The family and Liverpool Football Club generally. And it's a good thing that a lot of people have shown deep support. Over the course of the week, and their souls continue to rest in peace.
Amen. But then, talking about support, I think I am having a little bit of thing to say about a few people that weren't present at the burial of Diogo Jota, because I feel it is very, very. It is nothing to write home about, especially for these few names I'm going to mention. First is Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain of the Portugal national team.
Yeah.
I saw the excuse of saying paparazzi or what have you, but that's not enough excuse for a player in your team, and you are the leader of the team. Alisson Becker is another person, the goalkeeper of Liverpool. Every other Liverpool player were there except Alisson Becker and Luis Diaz. Alisson Becker said the distance and is busy on international duty, which is another flimsy excuse. And for Luis Diaz, he was seen in Colombia partying with content creators while the team is mourning a player who died in a tragic way. I think these three people, they didn't do well enough. They didn't pay their last respect well enough for a player like Diogo Jota.
Well, I could make excuses for Cristiano, probably on my part. I know a lot of people, I think I've seen the discourse online as well. A lot of people have disagreed. A lot of people have agreed to his excuses. We grieve differently. People process these things differently.
Of course.
And I was not so certain if I saw Mo Salah in the pictures. I'm not so sure. I could be wrong, because he said it in his message that he's probably scared to actually go back to Liverpool.
Mo Salah.
Mo Salah said it. And things like this are very tragic, like you said. But I don't want to dwell too much on this, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo, on the other hand, what he said, if you look at it logically, something like this had happened before. George Mendes, if you remember George Mendes, when his mother died, Ronaldo came for the distance, and it was exact paparazzi. Family
already we know he's big.
He is arguably the most popular sportsman in the world. And he athletes.
Celebrity.
He is actually going back to Portugal, which is his country. I can tell you is actually much more popular than the president of Portugal himself. And you know how media can be. It is so. I was even disappointed for BBC to actually live stream this particular event.
But then
now you expect Cristiano Ronaldo, as big as he is, to come to this thing. The last time I told you it happened, it was smuggled out of the back door.
I think I heard that, but then Kaka, the situation is very different.
It is.
That's George Mendes is the mother. But this is a young player in your squad. A team where you are the leader.
Let me ask you a question.
Whatever it is,
what do you think?
I think he could get the security or whatever bodyguard to guard him out whenever he comes around.
And that is what we are. This is exactly
present.
And that is exactly what he is trying to avoid. it is this a lot of securities that he's trying to avoid. You can't tell me Ronaldo would not have over how many people.
Of course, a lot of people will come for him, but
Exactly.
he's not.
People would
he's-
want, people would even disregard the fact that this is a burial. They would want autographs.
The whole burial was full of stars.
It was,
Even though he's the biggest star, but there are other stars there.
but they are not. They can never be Cristiano Ronaldo.
They are
and
not.
they are
They are
not.
not-
And
they are
most
not
majority of
Cristiano
them,
Ronaldo.
majority of them are not as they don't have the influence he
They are
has,
not
especially in
Cristiano
Portugal.
Ronaldo, but I feel for the sensitivity of what was happening. This is a barrier for crying out loud. I think even the media, the paparazzi themselves, they know how this thing happened. They knew this player is young, just 28, died with his younger brother, a tragic one, a very sad one. And then I don't expect a lot of them to come up with stupid questions or whatever
that is why
towards the player. So that's why I feel it is not excuse enough not to be present.
Yeah, well,
Because we understand they could read the room.
exactly. That is that is why
Satisfaction.
I was trying to make probably the little excuse for Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I'm not sure there's justification for Luis Diaz. I hope he comes to clear himself. The same Alice said what he said, and for me, it's not excuse enough. Ruben Neves and Joao Cancelo were out of the FIFA Club World Cup, and they flew straight to Portugal. But I mean, not to dwell too much on this one, but I think it was selfless from Christian. I think it was quite selfless. If now look at what his absence is causing. Look at the uproar his absence is causing. What do you think his presence would cause?
I think it wouldn't have caused.
I mean,
well, it wouldn't have caused. But of course, guys, I think this is where we'll be entering into it straight. But before we go into it, let's see the result of our prediction from last week. We dropped interesting ones, and let's see how they turned out. Yes, welcome back, guys. Of course, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also put on the notification button. Also, go on to www.betensure.com to get interesting prediction across all sports. Now, to the transfer window. Arsenal are already doing big business. Kaka, Arsenal, with the potential signing of Victor Gyökeres and also the confirmation of Zubimendi. Is Mikel Arteta winning the Premier League next season?
I'll give them a chance. Yes, I'll give them a chance. I mean, they've been very close, and I think those positions they've actually been lacking for over 2-3 years. Yes, and I think they finally, I mean, secured their man. I think during the start of the transfer window, you asked me who they should get, and it was Victor Gyökeres. The name was Victor Gyökeres.
It's like he's made for us.
He is definitely made for us now. His style of play, and I think with the services, he would get the services, and he does know where the back of the net is.
The creativity of
Odegaard and Saka. Yeah, he's a proven goal scorer already, and so yeah, can they win the league? Yes. Going into the next season with the tragic loss of Diego Jota, it is sad.
We know how
I think it would shaking the liver. Yes, and psychologically, I think it might affect them. I hope they get all the psychological help they need going into this one. And Manchester City, on the other hand, I still think they're still a bit on and off. I don't think
Guardiola is still
yes,
he hasn't still gotten it.
Yes,
right.
Especially with Rodri not that 100% fit. I hope he is at the start of next season. And on the other hand, they've not had enough rest from the participation of FIFA Club World Cup, and all those things they contribute to this thing. And I think Arsenal have a fully rested squad and new faces that will bring energy into the team. And I think I would give them a chance. I definitely would give them a chance to win the league next season.
Of course, Arsenal have a chance to win the league next season, guys. Of course, guys, let's go straight to our 20 other weekend banker specially created by an expert on 1xBet right here on the Ensure Zone podcast. So before we see our bias on the Ensure Zone podcast for this week, the Euros Women 2025 competition is ongoing in Switzerland. And of course, we are looking at the big girls, their girls, and those that can really cause upset in this competition.
Yeah, the usual suspects, I think Spain. I think definitely we can't
They
rule
have
out.
quality in their side.
They have the depth and they have the quality, and we can't rule out the defending champions, England. Although they lost in their first match, but I mean France is a quality side as well, and they're definitely one of the favorites. But I think this is where the conundrum is for England. The next match is against Netherlands, and the Netherlands definitely is one of the dark horses for me to go far or to probably win the tournament. Them and Sweden, one of the side that has the quality to cause upset in this tournament. So yeah, I think if Spain does not win this, I saw the England match and I don't think they are up for it. If they find a way to lose against Netherlands, you can say they can kiss the tournament goodbye.
So they can kiss the tournament goodbye, guys. This is where we'll be saying our byes right about now. Of course, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also put on the notification button to get interesting content from us whenever it drops. And do well to sign up on www.betensure.com to get interesting prediction across all sports. Big thanks to Kaka for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure always.
Of course, I am FM Karika, and right here on the Ensure Zone podcast, we don't just predict the future, we ensure it. Bye for now.